That's all it takes. Hey everybody, my name's John and welcome to my channel. I have a new piece of gear. It's a Firebox Nano. You'll find out what it is and what you can do with it. So stay with me and we'll get started. Comes in this cotton sack. And this is the ash pan. And inside you have the stove. It's just a wood burning cook stove. The stove just fits right down in this ash pan. It's got a bottom to it. And these legs, the stand, you can turn these inside depending on how big your pot is. If you got a smaller mug or something you want to put on here, you would turn these inside. And you can put your mug on top. But if you've got a big pan, you can turn these outside to fit a bigger pan or a pot or whatever else you want to put on it. It's got a bigger base to it to give it more stabilization. It also comes with this windscreen. This is a carbon felt so it won't catch on fire. I don't exactly know the dimensions of this thing. It's like maybe 3 to 4 inches. This is the titanium version. I've never used it. This will be my first burn. Brand new piece of gear, folks. I'm excited. Here's all my torch material. I've split it up already. And then I've got some shavings. Yeah, here's my bush pot. I've got it full of water. Now I want to disinfect that on that stove. I'm going to load this torch up. Okay, now I'm going to take some of these little feathers, these little chips I made earlier, and put them down in the center. Yeah, I think it's going pretty good now. I'm going to go ahead and put my water on there. You can add wood to it right up in there. You can feed this thing from the bottom. It's got these little slots. It's on both sides. It's got 2 of them. It's got one on that side and one on this side. Yeah, that torch is not enough to boil this water. Now I hear it simmering in there. It's been on there close to 20 minutes. You kind of have to work at it to get this bush pot going, and of course this is my first time, so I'm just learning. Yeah, look at that. She's going good. I have a good rolling boil. It took me about 30 minutes, but I think it's going to be pretty good. It'll do it. This bush pot is not too big for the Nano Stove. This is the Pathfinder 2-quart bush pot. I have 2 biscuits ready to go in my bush pot, and it's just sitting on top of my Canteen stove. I'm using a mini Inferno to light this thing. I have one here. I've cut one in half, but these are just cakes. I've just kind of broken it up a little bit and spread it apart. Now once I light it up, I'm going to put these twigs down in the center. I'm just going to hit this with my lighter. Yeah, I've got a good fire going, and I actually made a video on baking biscuits and baking cornbread, and I'll link to it in the description box below. Look at there, man. Check that out. This is going to work just fine. It needs to cook a little bit longer. I think they're ready. Let's try one. It's time to test this thing out. Yeah. Man. Yeah, that's good. I've got my Canteen cup going. I'm going to put some potatoes on. I'm just boiling some water. This thing's easy to stoke back up. When I took the bush pot off and I just put some more fuel in there and hit it with my hat, I can already tell that pot's about to boil here in a minute. It makes a noise right before it starts to boil. It's got 3 holes in the lid on the top. Once you see that smoke coming out, it's a rolling boil. I want to make some char cloth on this Firebox Nano. This Altoids tin will be sitting on top of the stove, so I'm just going to have fire underneath it. Now I'm used to sticking this thing in a fire with a hot bed of coals underneath it with a fire burning on top of it. My old tin, you can see that one, and the hinges are getting ready to break on it. So I got this new tin. I'll be feeding the wood in from the sides. I just want to process this tulip poplar a little bit. But I need to turn these 2 back inside so I can put my Altoids tin on top of it. You can turn them down here at the foot. Yeah. That tulip poplar bark is about the best thing that I know of to get a fire started. Around here where I am, it's everywhere. I want to get this thing burning pretty good before I put my tin on there. Well, let's try it. I'm just going to keep feeding these sticks in. They're burning. See, you can just feed them right in there. Now these Altoid tins, a lot of times you'll see people make char cloth, they'll drill a hole in the top of their container, their tin. But these Altoid tins, the gas escapes out the hinges. You don't have to do it on this particular tin. Now some other tins you may have to drill a hole in the top so the gas will escape. Otherwise the top will just it'll build up pressure and it'll just blow off. I just let that thing burn. It's got about maybe 5-10 more minutes to go. I'm gonna take this thing off. I'm just gonna let it sit there now till it cools off. And then I'll get into it and open it up to see if there's any char cloth. Let's see if we have char cloth in this thing. We have char cloth. Check that out. Yeah. Firebox Nano can make char cloth. Fantastic. I'm gonna stoke this stove back up. I just finished my char cloth, and I'm gonna stoke it back up and see if I can boil a canteen full of water. I just have some wood chips that was lying around yesterday. I just want to get this thing going. And I'm gonna put that canteen on here. Yeah, that's all it takes. That's why I wear this wide brim hat. You can blow yourself blue in the face. Got my canteen, it's empty. And I got some water in my bush pot that I got out of the creek. I'm gonna pour it in this canteen. I've never had my canteen on the fire. This will be the first time. I've always used this bush pot to boil water with. Let me get some more wood in there though while I got the top off. It'll be easy to put these little chunks in there. Let's try this and see what happens. The canteen's been on there for about 5 minutes, maybe 6. And I can already see a few little bubbles starting to form at the bottom and around the edges. It's been about 25 minutes and I've been doing some other things. I kind of let it go down a little bit. So I think if I'd have been attending to it, it would already be boiling by now. She's rolling now. It's been on there 30 minutes. I'll just let that cool right there, and I'll have me some good clean water.
I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to me, hit that bell so you'll get notified on my next video, and check out these 2 videos. Thank you for watching.
Every time I'm doing something, a plane comes over. I know you can hear it, but I want you to see this part of the video.